Hello, my name is Eric Jesse, and this is my Impact of Social Media presentation. The first slide I have for you is the role of social media in athletic teams. Obviously, social media has become a huge part of not just who we are in general, but the entire sporting world. Most teams have a social media anymore, and they're always using it to promote different things. The best thing about social media for them is strictly just the marketing aspect. Pretty much get free advertisement from it since the site is free to use. They can tweet anything, put anything on Facebook, and people are instantly going to share it to their pages, retweet it, tag somebody in it. And that just gains the overall exposure of the team in general, which is obviously what they want to do. The more eyes on the product or the team, the better. Next, a big role of social media anymore, especially for athletic teams, is the highlights that they post. A lot of teams post, big outs, big dunks, good block shots, any sort of big play that happens, they're posting on their social media page. Uh, and especially, the big time players, that's how they get their notoriety anymore. All the highlights that we see, especially our society, especially in sports, like I said earlier, it's driven on highlights. Would give out highlight tapes to recruiters. Sports Center has really taken highlights to the next level, and social media has even raised it even more. Obviously, one that we also have on social media is just the results. Teams are posting results of games. I mean, even right now, they're posting results of games from in the past, which is awesome to see. It's a great way to keep fans in touch. Like, even if you have your daughter's dance recital or a son's game, you can just check Twitter every couple minutes, and you're going to get a score update, which is awesome. I've been guilty of doing things like that, from attending some of my sister's athletic events in the past when she played college volleyball on Saturdays. I'd get on Twitter, see some live videos of Iowa Hawkeye football games, and that just helps a lot. The last thing that is huge in social media today for athletic teams is just allows the fans to connect with the team. Fans feel like they have something more to give to the team when they get to feel like they personally know a player or a manager or a coach. Athletic teams are using this to their advantage by doing trivia nights, promoting even, for example, the Chicago Cubs have used Kyle Schwarber, his Neighborhood Heroes event in the past, where fans can go out and support him, and also for a good cause, the firefighters and police officers in Chicagoland area. And I personally, if I feel like I know somebody, I'm going to want to go and support them that much more. Not saying that that's my case in a role of sports, but a lot of people, I could see this being very beneficial to players being like, hey, Kyle Schwarber says he likes spaghetti on this trivia night. I like spaghetti. Let's go watch him, or something to that aspect. And I just think that just helps the overall interest, which obviously teams are all about. My next slide is the examples of my personal application of how I really use social media in the sporting aspect. I use it a lot. I'm big on the Twitter, Facebook world, especially for sports. I use it to check scores. Obviously, there's not a whole lot of scores going on right now. Like I said, in the past, I've gone to an event that I couldn't miss, and I've checked the score quick on Twitter or seen like some of the bloggers, what they have been posting. I follow a lot of teams just in general, and then also bloggers, the internet world, and some of the MLB pages and NBA pages, just league pages in general. And that's just a good way to stay in touch. Even, I mean, you're not going to see every single game, especially every single night, because in professional sports, there's a game pretty well every night anymore. Even in the NFL, there's games 3-4 nights a week. So you're not going to see every game, and that's just a quick way to stay in touch. It makes you feel more of a fan in general. So that's a good reason why I use it. Also, I feel like I can help advertise the teams. If that's by tagging somebody in posts or retweeting, sharing something, kind of goes back to the main use of what teams want to use social media for. But that's just getting the notoriety and exposure out on teams. I definitely help do that, and I'm sure they appreciate that a lot. And I just feel like overall I just help bring people together, and I'm definitely guilty, I guess you could say, of that as well. It helps keep my family in touch, by just simply tagging or, sharing something to like a family message page or something of that nature. Next slide is the positive impact of social media for athletic teams. Obviously, the first one is it can just improve the overall popularity of your team. That is huge. Popularity means typically more revenue, more eyes on the product, more revenue, which is obviously sports are a business. We hear that cliche all the time, but sports are a business and it's all about the money, especially in our society. So that can improve the popularity by using social media. Kind of talked on it earlier too, but fans just love interacting with athletes in general. Nothing better than, if I keep using Kyle Schwarber as an example, but if Kyle Schwarber tweets at you, thanks for coming, or sometimes you can get them to say happy birthday, stuff like that. It makes people feel good, and fans just love that attention and interaction. And lastly, it's literally at everybody's fingertips. Everybody has a phone, a smart device anymore these days, and it's free, which is big. So everybody's gonna have it regardless, probably, even if they say they don't use it, they're using it more than they say. It's very accessible. Like I said, you can be at a family event or at church even and whip it out and check a score, check a game update, if somebody's hurt or not, if they're going to play. You can always be connected with the sporting world, and that's a huge positive impact for the sports. Some of the negative impacts of social media, this can be for pretty well any organization or any business, but especially for the sporting world, the potential for error and offense. It's easy for me to just sit here and tweet negative thoughts about somebody or tag them in it. That's a athlete, and they're obviously going to see it at some point, probably. And then, if they might take it the wrong way and go off on a explicit tirade, which it happens. We see it happen quite a bit for athletes and just sports in general. People get mad and upset, and they're not afraid to go after somebody. And sometimes that can be a real black eye for, a team, an organization, or even a league in general. So that is definitely a pretty major negative impact of social media in our sporting society world. And then another impact, which kind of goes in the same thing, it can make anyone feel like they have a voice. Any burner, like we've seen Kevin Durant, for instance, he's had a burner account and he's been tweeting at fans that didn't actually think it was him because it was like a burner account. And that goes back to just the people that think they have a voice, even though they don't necessarily mean anything in the big scheme of sports. But some athletes are sensitive to that and just doesn't look good for anybody. My last slide, future expectations of social media in the role for sports and just athletic teams. Honestly, I see a lot more ticket sales coming from social media. I would not be surprised sometime in the near future. You can just log on to Twitter, log on to Instagram, Facebook, and just click a button on a team's social media page and just be able to purchase a ticket. I think that would be a great idea. I think it's definitely going to happen at some point. It's going to be a lot of fun. Then you can eliminate some of the other websites you have to go to. It could potentially hurt team websites in the future, but I think teams are definitely more focused on social media these days. And some of the more expectations I have in the future for social media in general, just fans looking at social media for even more details. Obviously, the schedule's on there, but it'd be kind of nice if they had the entire schedule posted in a link or something that you could just go to and click on right away. And then just overall more contests, get the fans more involved. Like I said, fans want to feel involved, and it's all about the fan experience in sports today. And I think that's really important moving forward. One of the last couple, the live streaming of all games on social media would be huge. It would affect TV contracts and some other issues that we have within sports today. But I think this could potentially happen. You might have to pay for it on social media pages, but I could definitely see this happening. It'd be great look for all sports, and it just makes it that much more accessible, because like I said earlier, everyone has social media, everyone has these pages or these downloaded on their phone. Lastly, just continue to give fans and inside looks of the team. People want to feel like they're a part of something, and that's just a great way to do it. Yeah, thank you for watching my video. I hope I recorded it right.